Hey, Central Texas. Welcome back to another episode of the B.A.D podcast, where we are talking about all things after dark. And I'm your host, Jasmine Caldwell, and I have a very, very fun guest with me today. A lot of people know him around Central Texas. You might have seen him on social media. You might have been in the club dancing to his music. You might listen to him on the radio in your car, jamming out to some of what he plays. But I have with me DJ Precyse from Waco.
How you doing, Ms. Caldwell?
Oh, I'm doing good. So happy you are here.
Yes, ma'am. Glad to be here. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. Been knowing you for a very, very long time.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm a fan of your work.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
same. And I know you do so much in the community in Central Texas. You're just all over the place.
Hey, God's good. For real. I've been DJing for a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my mom made it happen. Back in the day, we had a beauty shop at the house, so she would always have a lot of people over, and she'd be like, boy, go in there and put that Frankie Beverly and Maze on real fast for the people. I put it on, and everybody just, start having a good time. So I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, kind of similar story. My mama made me kind of do the news. She's always making me sit down and watch the news. And she's like, I think you could do that. I'm like, I don't have an interest. Look at me now.
Yeah, look at you. Hey, that's how it happens.
The mamas know best.
Yes.
So we're talking about all things after dark. And I know you with being a DJ, you're up a lot at nighttime. Mm-hmm. Before we get started and talk about, your overnight hours and the shift, kind of talk to me about, a little bit how you got started with being a DJ here in Central Texas.
Well, here in Central Texas, as far as the radio goes, the radio, I used to drive big trucks, and the radio came to town about 15 years ago, and there was another frequency called 104.9, and Go DJ Batman, who was one of my mentors, my triple OG, salute to him. He was on the radio, and he was doing all the mix shows, like the morning mix show, the afternoon mix show, the night mix show, and he was doing it all. And he was like, man, I can't keep doing this. I got to get some help. So he reached out to me to help out, and I did a couple of morning show mixes on the morning show, and like nobody knew it was me. I was just doing mixes and didn't have a drop or anything, and it kind of took off a little bit, and then I ended up getting on the morning show mixes, and then I got some afternoon mixes, and then we had like a Sunday show where we did like the local love, and that show came available, and I got that show.
Okay.
And then there was another show on Saturday where Commissioner Gibson, may he rest in peace, I used to have to run the boards for his show. He had like a community show, and it was fun. I learned a lot from him, being behind the scenes and just running the board, and I was like a cat. You couldn't get me out the station. I was just, you give me one show, you feed me one show, you got to keep feeding me. I'm there every day. And then I ended up snowballing into a night show called the Titan Night Show. I did that for a few years, and then I got promoted to the afternoon drive show.
Wow.
And that's where I'm at now.
So how long in total have you been DJing?
Well, I've been DJing probably, I hate to tell my age, probably over 30 years, but I've been in radio DJing for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
But I've been DJing since I was a young lad, as they say.
A young lad.
A long time.
Long time.
Yes,
all right, so let's kind of get into being a DJ. Sometimes people, when they think of jobs that go into the night, being a DJ is one of them. And I know
yes, it is.
You do a lot of things. When we have celebrities that come to Waco and things like that,
yes,
you're there on the ones and twos.
Yes, ma'am.
So kind of talk to me about that shift for you. How was that shift when you got to work those overnight hours?
Yeah, no doubt. It's a lot of late nights and early mornings in my occupation. And I love it. I love it because a lot of times I'm up brainstorming, coming up with ideas, coming up with music, downloading music and stuff like that, and then networking with other artists and stuff like that as well over the internet. And a lot of our DJs, I'm in a coalition. It's a coalition DJs. It's a worldwide network of DJs, and I'm in the Midwest chapter from Chicago all the way down. I'm connected with them guys. And we do a lot of networking, like a lot of celebrities you were just talking about. Even before they come to town, we have calls. We have like conference calls, Skype calls with. I've had Skype calls with Cardi B. We had Skype calls with Ice Cube, Too Short. The list just goes on and on as far as like big celebrities. We get a chance to kind of talk, pick their brains a little bit. It's pretty cool. And then when celebrities come to town, we a lot of times we do get a chance to do shows with them. I did a lot of big shows at the Backyard in Waco, and even before that, we did shows with Kevin Gates. I did shows with Kevin Gates out here in Killeen. When he came out here, we did one in Waco when he came to Waco. It was just a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's been blessed. Been blessing.
That is so dope. So when you meet these celebrities, or when you meet them, or like you said, you're on Zoom calls with them over the computer. are they regular people? How
Oh
is it dealing
yeah,
with them?
oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, like even I was just it just popped in my head too. We did one with Bow Wow not too long ago, and I was surprised because Bow Wow, I've heard so much negativity about him, but to talk with him over the phone and really Skype, he's really cool young brother. I mean, he's doing a lot that we don't even know about. He got do-rag companies and he's doing all kind of stuff. A lot of people don't even know, excuse me, a lot of things that he does. And he's real cool. And he
Yeah.
was talking about how his relationships and stuff like that kind of kept him from being really where he should be right now. And he was honest about it with us, And I had never heard
Yeah.
him talk about that. So that was pretty cool to hear him say that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was wondering where he went to.
Yeah, just be real. And sometimes those relationships can make or break you. And a lot of
You're
people
right.
don't understand that. Who you surround yourself with
Yeah,
make
no
or
doubt.
break
Especially
you.
being a DJ, late nights, early mornings, man. A lot of women don't like that, So you got to have the
Ooh.
right one in your corner to be able to support you when it comes to stuff like that. So
That's another thing I was going to ask you about, like relationships and how has that been? Because I know it's hard. I work that overnight shift, and
Yeah.
when it comes time to, spending time with the one you love, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they get put on the back burner because of your crazy schedule.
we definitely try not to do that, what I'm saying? But it's just about having somebody that's going to support you and believe in you. At the same time, you believe in their goals and their dreams, and you follow each other. That's what it's all about. You just got to have that right significant other, that's going to be there for you at the right time.
Absolutely. Love will find a way.
Hey, no doubt. Hey, for real, for real. When you love somebody, you love everything about them, no matter
Yep.
what. I was gonna say something crazy. They say you love these dirty draws, but I'm not gonna say that.
You can. This is the bad
That's a
podcast.
bad podcast. Yeah, that's what it's about. You got to be able to love every inch of them, every
Every
part
inch.
of them. And being a DJ is not easy. To have a relationship or have a, companion, somebody that can be with you all the time. Because you can't take somebody with you all the time when you're working. Of course, sometimes you be able to take your significant other with you sometime, but I like to really be in my workspace. Like I tell, my lady friend or whatever, I be like, I know you don't want to be going to your job sitting next to you while you're at work. I mean, I'm at work too, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Facts.
even though it's a fun job,
But I'm still
I'm
at
still
work.
at work though, So
Yeah, that's
how it
awesome.
is, yeah.
What about one of the things for me working the overnight shift, my sleep pattern is like,
Oh yeah, crazy.
how has that been for you? Like, is it some days where you get a couple of hours of sleep and
Yeah.
things like that? I know for me it is. Like,
Yeah,
ooh.
yeah. Some days are harder than others, because sometimes I have back-to-back gigs, and one may end at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I had to be back at a early morning, trunk or treat or something at 10 a.m. Stuff like that. 'Cause I love doing, like you said earlier, I love doing community work. I love giving back to the people. I love showing up for the kids. I love doing pep rallies.
Yeah.
I've done so many different things. I even DJ'd at a nursing home. I did nursing homes. I did my first golf tournament this past year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm everywhere. Like, God has blessed me to be able to DJ in so many different places, like at church.
Yeah.
I done
Yeah.
church events, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, from the club to the church to Commissioner Gibson, all those type of events, like, rallies as far as like getting voting rallies.
Yeah, voting rallies, politics.
Yeah, politics. I got the politics. I did all kind of
You
stuff.
done it all. Back up real quick though. What was it like at the nursing home though?
Oh, it
Or
was
do
fun.
they just kind of like?
I ain't gonna lie, I shed a few tears, man. I ain't gonna
Did
lie,
you?
just to see him so happy, I just look at, and not only have I done nursing homes, I've also done like adult daycare centers where like
Okay.
they're adults, but they're in daytime, and man, they turn up. I got foot. I had to see some footage, man. They turn up. They have a good time, and I catch myself getting teary eyed sometimes because I be like, man, if I was in this position, I would want somebody to come do this for me,
Absolutely.
because they be like turning up happy. It's like it takes them back to their childhood. They're having a blast. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll get you.
And
real.
that's what music does for you.
Yes.
You know what I
yes,
mean? So
yes. And I do all genres too.
Yeah.
I want people to know this. I love music, period. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like of course I'm a hip hop junkie, but I love all genres of music. As long as it's good music, I love it.
for sure. I found myself liking like country music, like
Me
right?
too. Like what?
Because they tell a story.
Yeah, country
You know,
music nowadays is so different from back in the
back
day.
then, yeah. No, I get you 100%. Like the old Dolly Parton, you telling stories of love and loss, and you're like, dang, this is good.
Yeah, it
So
is.
now I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, and hip hop and country are bridging together so well. Now, like I love it. Like this new generation is coming in. I mean, some of the probably some of the older heads probably don't like it as
Yeah.
much. But us younger generation, this, like you said, music brings people together. So no matter what genre it is, to bring everybody together just makes you feel good. You can be having a bad day and a good song
Uh-huh.
come on and change your whole mood.
Listen,
You know.
it sure will. It sure will.
Yeah.
So okay, so I want to put you on the spot a little bit.
Okay.
If you has there ever been any times in your career where you've seen anything like interesting like after dark? Like, do you see interesting things at the club where you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to go home, or get me out of here, or these people
Oh well,
crazy.
this is gonna be funny. It's gonna be, since we are after dark. I have to tell you about
Okay, okay,
one of my DJ events that I didn't know what it was.
okay,
It was supposedly a birthday party with strippers, right?
okay,
Okay, so we're gonna get a little B.A.D on this one.
okay.
Come to find out, it was a swingers party, and I was the DJ. I didn't even know. I was downstairs. It was at a house. It was at a Airbnb. We were downstairs.
Okay.
I was downstairs DJing, and people were just coming in and they were topless and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay,
Oh my gosh.
it's a strip club, it's a strip party. That's cool. It's no
Uh-huh.
big deal.
Mhm.
Friend of mine was with me, and all of a sudden everybody kept going upstairs and they never would come back. And I was like, where's everybody going? This is a while ago, and I was like, what the heck? So he was like, I said, bro, go up there and see what's going on and come back and tell me.
Yeah.
So he went up there and he came back, his eyes were like this big, like on a cartoon. He was like, bro, this is a swingers party. I was like, what?
But you're like, what did we get into?
What did we get into? I was like, what? I said, okay, I put on a long song. As DJs, we do that. I put on like the Wobble or something, 5-minute song.
Yeah.
I went upstairs to see what was going on. And then my eyes were like this big as well. I was like, oh, I felt like I was in West Coast Productions. It's crazy. If y'all know what West Coast Productions is, shame on you.
Oh my, what a story.
Yes,
I was not expecting that one. That is hilarious.
All right.
I
Don't
mean,
tell nobody else.
okay, don't tell nobody else. That was a wild one. That
Yeah.
was a broadcast after dark. That was a bad
Yeah.
a bad one.
That was pretty wild.
That is something you will never forget.
Never forget.
'Cause I bet you
I
like-
haven't told that story to anybody either, so this is exclusive right here.
Exclusives.
Nobody knows. This is nothing I put on Facebook or anything.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about this story. It was a while ago though, so
Uh-huh.
so.
But you're like, so hold
Yeah.
up, I'm DJing. Like, where my people at?
Yeah,
Where the
everybody just
dancing?
kept disappearing, and I wondered where they were going. Everybody went upstairs. I thought it was like another DJ up there. Or something.
Like,
Everybody
tell me
just left. It was crazy. It was wild.
wild.
Let's just say the least. It was wild.
Ooh-wee,
They were
okay.
protected though. They had condoms everywhere. So, I'm just put
Okay.
that out there. Okay, that's enough. Enough detail. I'm not saying anything else. I plead the fifth on everything else.
Please the fifth. Listen, now that's some wild overnight stuff. I love it. I love it. Okay, so listen, with the night shift, there's a lot of people like, I just cannot do it. If there's any advice, any tips that you would give any person, any young person, old person, whoever who may want to do DJing,
Yeah.
radio DJing, whether it's day, night, whatever, what kind of advice or tips would you give them?
I mean, love the music. Love the music. I mean, at the end of the day, it don't matter what age you are, whether you're 8 to 80. I mean, if you still got breath in your body, you can do it. I met a guy the other day at the event. I was doing a grand opening just the other day, and a guy, was an older gentleman, he was like, man, I wanted to do that one day. I really wanted to be a DJ. I said, sir, you still breathing, aren't you?
Yeah.
You can do it right now. You still can do it. So, I mean, don't let nobody put you in a box, because there were times that people told me I couldn't do what I'm doing, and even some of my teachers back in the day, said there's no, you're not going to make any money doing that. You're not going to be able to make a career of doing that. And that kind of really stuck with me. It kind of got me out of my zone for a minute. And then I had to pray about it, and then I stepped out on faith and began to really, jump into my craft. And I've been doing it, like I said, with 15 years, being able to, I drove trucks and I made good money driving trucks. So for me to step out that truck and step into the DJing, it was a step of faith, and I was able to do that by the grace of God, and just having fun, being able to do what I love to do every day. I wake up and do what I love to do every day, just like yourself. You're doing what y'all love to do, and I love that. I love what y'all do as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's you interviewing me, but I want you to know, give you your flowers. You really are really a special individual for the community. People, young black girls and white girls and all other races look up to you for what you do. Because I remember, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to be a news person myself as a kid. We had a career day at school. Like, I remember it's like 5th grade.
Yeah.
And we had to set up our little thing and make it look like the news, and we did all that. And I was like, man, I want to be a news broadcaster. I really wanted to be that, And then and like I say, end up DJing. So
Hey, we
yeah,
kind of,
close. We close. We close.
we
Yeah,
close, we
yeah.
close with it. All right, my last question I wanna ask
All
you,
right.
before we go,
All right.
you've been doing this for a long time, and like I said, I've seen you in the community all the time. Why Waco? You could go anywhere and DJ. Why
Man,
Waco? Why?
that's a good question.
Uh-huh.
Because so many people ask me that. Like, there's been so many people like, man, Sice, you could be like Khaled, you could be big, you could be like.
Mhm.
I say, man, I just tell them, man, it just be where God got me at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I'm not here to try to be nobody I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah.
I love this community. I'm really from Hillsborough originally. I'm right there
Okay.
up the street.
Okay.
I was born and raised in Hillsborough, Texas, but I've spent many summers in Waco because all my family lived in Waco.
Mhm. Okay.
So that's how I ended up. The real quick backstory. I was in Houston during the time before I started DJing in Waco, and 9/11 hit. And 9/11 hit. My daughter was real young, and I didn't have good daycare centers and stuff out there in Houston. So I had to. Once 9/11 hit, I'm looking at TV, woke up, say, hey, we're moving back to Waco.
Wow.
And then moved back and been doing it ever since. So sometimes life just takes you
just-
where it wants you to go.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I'm still out here, still living, never know what the future holds. But I love the community of the 254 area code, even Temple here, where we're at right now,
Yeah.
all over. I love the way people, of course there's racism everywhere, but here it's not as, not as, I guess, what's the word I could use? It's not just, I don't know.
It's not as out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. I can't think of a word to use, but yeah, I mean, I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what makes my job so fun because no matter, even if I go to a spot and I see some kind of suspect type people or feel like they look at me, they judge me by the look or the braids or something, and then say at a wedding, I've done several all Caucasian weddings, all Hispanic weddings.
Yeah.
And they look over there and see me DJing like, what? Who is this the DJ? And then once I put those records on that they don't expect me to play,
Yeah.
oh, it's love.
It's on.
But then, like I said, it all comes back full circle. What we talked about at the beginning of the interview. Music brings people together. And I love doing weddings. This is one of my big things I do now. I do a lot of weddings, and I've been able to DJ in L.A. in the Hollywood mansions, and we did a mansion party out there. That was another crazy story. We'll tell you about another day. Me and my brother, he was out there. My brother behind the camera, Chris Cadillac Jones. That's my right hand man. Without him, I wouldn't be here because he definitely supports me 1,000%.
1,000%. Okay.
But we've done all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been able to DJ in house parties in Vegas. I've done all over, man. I mean, Flint, Michigan. I was on the radio in Flint, Michigan for a couple of years as well.
Okay.
The station ended up being sold, but I was on the radio out there. I'm still syndicated right now in Lincoln, Nebraska on Saturdays.
Okay. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm syndicated in San Angelo, Texas on a radio station out there.
Okay.
I've done work out there in Tyler, Texas. There's two stations out there, 106, 106.9, 102 Blaze or whatever. I've been out there. I've done some work out there. So I've been able to be,
all around.
all around. So I'm even though I'm not all around, I still am all around by being able to be in these areas.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, listen, I appreciate you
All right.
so much, and thank you so much for coming on the B.A.D podcast.
Love
This was a great episode. I can't wait till
Hey,
we edit this.
I love the look. You know what I'm
The
saying?
look, the colors,
It's
yeah.
just, man, it's nice, man. for real.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
hey, I got to come on your podcast as
Got
well.
you. Yeah, Texas Tap In. We're going to get you on soon.
Okay.
And on the Beat 107.3. I need everybody listening to reset y'all presetting your car to the Beat 107.3. You know what I'm saying?
107.3. All
Shameless
right.
plug. All right.
I'll listen to it when I get in the car. All right, you watching the B.A.D podcast.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bad.